Nowadays, much of the revenue of our local small business community not only comes from their in-person businesses and all of the events that they attend here in Greater West Bloomfield, it also comes from online, including e-commerce. So, making your web analytics critical to keeping your business competitive in the local and broader market. That's what it means ultimately in the end for our small businesses. Local expert Chad Ever is joining us on the Splash Live to provide you with tips to expand your online presence for your business and make the most out of the World Wide Web. Chad, thank you so much for joining us today.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Doing well. Yeah, about 9 out of 10. Pretty good day.
Hey, it's a pretty good start to a week. We're doing this interview recorded first on a Monday during our live Monday edition of the Splash Live. You got an exciting opportunity coming up for business owners and for others that maybe are considering starting a business in the future. It's called Understanding Website Analytics. It'll be a virtual workshop happening on August 5th through Oakland Thrive. Tell us a little bit about what you'll be going over in that virtual workshop that may be really helpful to our small businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we are a digital marketing company, right? And so one of the things that we do is we help small businesses grow their online presence. And in order for us to do right by our clients, we have to understand the data happening with their website, who's showing up, what are they doing on the website. And so we're doing a workshop partnered with Oakland Thrive that's going to help these small businesses understand those kinds of things for themselves. That way they can begin taking action sooner, because it's not always in the budget to hire a agency to take care of these things. So if folks can actually jump in and look into Google Analytics, Google Search Console, and then begin to understand what's happening online, they can then begin their strategies to perform even better. So we're going to be going over how to understand those metrics, what they mean, and then some really good best practices to really skyrocket businesses online.
So as people prepare for this workshop, maybe get ready with some questions for you and for your team. There's looking at the state of the web as it is now and how it affects our businesses. Even 15 years ago, much of it was you had your business, you had your website, you measured the clicks, you measured how many people were maybe buying your product from your e-commerce website, and that was it. But now we got that. We got social media as well. We've got engagement. You've got the short form social media like Instagram and YouTube Shorts and TikTok and so on. And all those have their own advanced analytics. So how do you take all the noise and break it down to definitions for these businesses?
Great question. So first of all, step one, get your website in order. That's the most important thing, because that's going to act as your hub. And that's like your representation of your business online. And then once you've got that nailed down, you know your purpose, you know what you're going to be striving for, and that is in really great, then you can begin branching out into some of these additional channels. So maybe you want to do content, get that, master that, hit some goals, and then you branch out into Facebook and then branch out into Instagram. Take them into small, digestible chunks rather than trying to do everything all at once. That's my first piece of advice. But we are in a very different age just now from 6 months ago, because AI has become a very substantial part of the search and also the digital marketing piece. So what used to be attempting to rank for just keywords is now ranking for content that is helpful and that is going to get people in and out and move on with their lives. And so AI has completely reshaped not only what we do for our but what people need to do with their own businesses online in order to become relevant. So if we can provide some education to help folks understand the things that they need to do so that they can grow and not get, we always say we want to help everyday business owner compete with these large businesses. And so we want to share some education, and that starts with those core foundational metrics. And that's what this workshop is all about.
Chad Ever is with us, founder and owner of Ever Studios, which specializes in websites, consulting, advertising, so much more, helping you take your online presence and making the most of it for your business here in Greater West Bloomfield. His virtual workshop on understanding your website analytics will be with Oakland Thrive on August 5th. TheEverStudios.com is his website for even more information. Chad, you made a great point about kind of that starting point for businesses. You got all this different information, you got all these different places places that your business is present online, in addition to in person nowadays. But it all starts with, as you said, getting your website in order. Break that down a little bit for us and explain what you mean by having your website in order in 2025.
Yeah, absolutely. So whenever we're sitting down with a client, a prospective client, the first thing we want to do is do an audit. The way Google crawls your website, it needs to be structurally sound, technically sound, long before you ever start considering the content that needs to go out there. So if you think about your website is like the foundation of your business. And if you don't have a strong website, it's kind of like building a house on sand. Anything else you do can make it just crumble. It's not going to support all the efforts that you put in. And so when it really comes down to it, things like having your headings in the right order, things like having your meta title and description in place and different, not too long, not too short. There's a list of 72 different things that need to be put in place. And if they aren't in place, you're actually starting below water and you are not going to be even at ground level to begin building. And so a lot of these foundational pieces structurally, so that Google even knows what your website is about, are imperative, right? You could have a blog that has 50 articles that are really, really great content, but if Google can't scrub your website properly, it's never going to discover that information. And if Google can't find you, humans can't find you. So that's what I mean when I say your website is like that foundational piece of your business and that visual and that representation online. It's got to be sound. And we do audits for clients all the time. We'll just take a look at the very they know where they are and they can take action on their own. But of course, we're here to help them if they need additional assistance or they just don't want to have to deal with it.
Whether you're a mom and pop shop or a budding content creator in 2025, all this information really just tells you this moving picture of where your business stands online. Really that first in the chain link that connects our global world today with all these different products and services that our small businesses are providing. Chad, we got a couple more minutes with you, so I want to get a little bit of insight on how you take all this information, which can really be information overload for the average person, figure out what it means for this individual's business, and ultimately turn that into something actionable that they can take to help take that next step for the business going forward.
Yeah, I advise everybody who's a business owner or even just in your personal lives to have some sort of coach. So I have somebody that I work with that helps me understand the changing ways of what's going on in technology so that our company, we're a nice small business based out of West Bloomfield, we can shift to ensure we're doing right by our clients. For us, I'm taking this information on a daily and weekly basis and saying, okay, this is what Google has made a change. What does that look like 6 months, 1 year from now? What can we do today that's going to cater to what they want, right? If we're starting to think proactively instead of responsive to the changes, now we can ensure that our folks are going to be ranking where they should be. And I'll give you a really great example. With the shifts in AI, a lot of companies are seeing their website traffic take a huge nosedive. What we're seeing with our clients is actually they are going up in traffic. What people didn't change the amount of searches they're doing. What's happening is that Google in AI mode and AI overviews is showing different content based on the websites who actually did it right. So what we're doing is we're actually taking over the folks, the prospective clients, the website traffic that otherwise might have gone to somebody else, but because they didn't do it right, it's now coming to our clients. And that's because we planned that ahead of time and we knew what right looked like for our clients based off of the direction Google was going.
More information can be found on oaklandthrive.org, the workshop on website analytics for your small business with Chad Ever, who's joining us from Ever Studios today on the Splash Live, August 5th, 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And again, that website, oaklandthrive.org, to sign up. It is free admission. You get a lot of great advice from an expert from right here in the greater West Bloomfield community. Chad, in the meantime, anything else that would be something for small businesses to keep in mind as they take a look at their online presence in the coming weeks and get prepared for this very helpful workshop?
I'm going to tell you the general most important thing that any business owner can do. They can get their Google business profile up if they don't already have one, and then get a process in place to start getting quality reviews. Google loves keeping people within their own ecosystem, and if you can get positive feedback via Google reviews, that is going to boost your reputation. That is like the cornerstone thing. If there was one thing to do, that would be it. And just a quick plug with Oakland Thrive. They're an easy nonprofit organization, and small businesses can actually go to their website and get business services, oftentimes at no charge to that business. Right. So I've had clients from Oakland Thrive that come to me and we sit down for 4 hours and talk and put things in place. It's no cost to that business. Right. Oakland Thrive has funding from various places, but they're able to provide that service to Oakland County businesses free of charge. So an amazing organization doing great things and partnering with businesses just like us to provide those really great insights, but also direct consulting to help them grow and really stand out as a business to be looked at.
Yeah, they have a great team over there. Jamar Bray from Oakland Thrive. He's our Greater West Bloomfield representative. Recently came on our program as well to talk a little bit about some good numbers representing the state of Michigan and its business community recently on the program. CivicCenterTV.com is the place to go for that conversation. Chad, thank you so much for joining us today and previewing this upcoming workshop.
Always amazing to see you. Thank you for having me, and we will chat soon.